Hey guys, continuing from the real life Zoro video and our history of pirate series on One Piece characters that inspired Eiichiro Oda to create them. If you like the series and want us to continue on them, remember to hit the like button and comment the character you want next on the comment section below and let us know. In this video, we are going to cover Gol D, whose existence ultimately directed the plot for the One Piece series. Gol D is modelled after Captain Olivier Levasseur, who, before his hanging in 1730, threw a necklace containing a cryptogram into the crowd who were standing near his execution platform. He then shouted out, "Find my treasure, the one who may understand it," just before he took his last and final breath. This event not only triggered a new age for treasure hunters in real life, but also influenced a new era of pirates within the One Piece universe. So let's get right into the life of Captain Olivier Levasseur and how he became one of the most famous pirates known in history and eventually helped create the concept of One Piece thanks to the treasure he gained over his lifetime. Olivier Levasseur was born in the town of Calais in North France, sometime between 1688 and 1690. His family was wealthy and he received an excellent education, and then he chose a career in the French Navy. During the War of Spanish Succession in 1701 to 1714, he obtained his own ship and a letter of marque from King Louis and became a privateer. Capturing enemy ships and keeping a percentage of the value of ship and cargo was the real job of a privateer, and it was a fine way of gaining treasure. Levasseur had no real need of the money, but he seems to have become addicted to the excitement of hunting and catching ships. His personality resonates within some of the characters of One Piece, from Roger to Luffy. When the war ended, all French privateers were ordered to return home, but Levasseur ignored that order and he stayed in the Caribbean to become a pirate. Levasseur soon earned the nickname La Bouche, which means the buzzard, because of the speed and ruthlessness with which he attacked his enemies. He also had another nickname, La Bouche, which means the mouth. Around 1716, he sailed with the famous English pirate Captain Benjamin Hornigold and his company. It was at this time that people began to note the scar over Levasseur's right eye, which limited his eyesight. The Frenchman sailed with Hornigold for approximately a year, befriending pirates Sam Bellamy and Edward Thatch, later known as Blackbeard. The long relationship was said to be remarkable, as Hornigold refused to attack the English ships, even when they were easy targets. Levasseur, who had fought against the English during the war, had no such principles. Eventually, the Hornigold party split, and Levasseur decided to try his luck on the West African coast. He teamed up with two more Englishmen in 1719, Hal Davis and Thomas Coughlin. In 1720, the three attacked the slaver port of Ouda in the coast of Benin. Together they reduced the local fortress to ruins. Later that year, he was shipwrecked in the Mozambique Channel and stranded on the island of Anjouan. Legend says that Levasseur was instrumental in the building of a pirate fortification near Madagascar. From 1720 onwards, he launched his raids from a base on the island of Sainte Marie, just off the Madagascar coast. Once again, he had teamed up with English pirates, this time John Taylor and Edward England. His bad eye at this time was getting worse, and by now he was completely blind on that side and began wearing an eye patch. Pirates had dreamed for years of replicating the pirate Henry Avery's feat of capturing one of the great Mughals and heavily armed and heavily laden pilgrim ships to Mecca. But opportunities like that didn't come too often, but Levasseur and his friends had set goals to imitate Henry Avery's exploits. They first plundered a ship called the Locomotives and sold the loot to Dutch traders for £75,000, which in today's money is $17 million. Despite their success, the pirates had a falling out, which, always happens. It's been suggested that Levasseur and Taylor got tired of England's kindness towards their captives, and they eventually abandoned him on the island of Mauritius. It's pretty savage, guys. If you need to remember, this ain't no anime nakama bullshit like in One Piece. This is real life. Pirates were savages, trust was important, and friendship was hard to find. At this point, Levasseur had no need of money. He could easily have retired on his last enormous prize, but money had never been the point of his career. It was excitement the Frenchman was after. He found it, and everlasting fame in his next exploit, which he did. He and John Taylor were off the coast of Reunion Island when they spotted an enormous ship, the Portuguese great galleon Nossa Senhora do Cabo, which means Our Lady of the Cape. Hopefully I pronounced that right, and it was known as the Virgem do Cabo, the Virgin of the Cape. The vessel was loaded with the treasures belonging to the Bishop of Goa and the Viceroy of Portugal, who were both on board returning home to Lisbon. It seemed at first that the fight of a lifetime was brewing. The Portuguese ship showed a total of 74 gun ports, and Levasseur had only 26 cannons aboard his ship, while Taylor had even fewer. But the pirates had stumbled upon their prey at the most opportune time imaginable. It was insane. The Cabo had been damaged in a storm, and to keep her from capsizing, the crew had dumped all of their 72 cannons overboard. They literally threw all their weapons away. They anchored to undergo repairs. The pirates made their capture without firing a single broadside. He didn't even have to fire a single shot to take over this ship. The booty consisted of bars of gold and silver, dozens of boxes full of golden diamonds and pearls and silk and art and religious objects from the sea cathedral in Goa, including the flaming cross of Goa made of pure gold, inlaid with diamonds, rubies and emeralds. It was so heavy that it required 3 strong men to carry it over to Levasseur's ship. The total treasure was estimated to be over $2 billion in today's money. When the loot was divided, each pirate received at least £50,000 in golden guineas, which is approximately $12 million in today's age, which is an insane payday, mate. And they also received 42 diamonds each. Levasseur and Taylor split the remaining gold, silver and other objects, with Levasseur taking the golden cross. For several years, Levasseur concentrated on spending his treasure. Then in 1724, he sent a negotiator to the governor on the island of Bourbon to discuss the amnesty that had been offered to all pirates in the Indian Ocean. However, the French government wanted a large part of the stolen loot back, so Levasseur decided to avoid the amnesty, which is a negotiation by the way, and settled down in the secret on the Seychelles archipelago island just north of Madagascar. Levasseur later became bored of this tedious life and the life of retirement and decided to continue to sail looking for more adventures, much like the characters in One Piece that you see. Eventually he was captured near Fort Dauphin, which is in Madagascar. The French authorities then took him to Saint Denis in the Reunion and hanged him for piracy at 5 PM on the 7th of July in 1730. Legend says that when he stood on the scaffold, he had a necklace around his neck containing a cryptogram of 17 lines and threw this into the crowd while exclaiming, "Find my treasure, the one who may understand it." What became of this necklace is unknown to this day. His treasure, now valued at $160 million in today's money, would be theirs, a treasure that till this day has never been found. This seems to have been part of the inspiration for Roger's legendary death speech, as Gol D Roger in One Piece himself had delivered the message to find his treasure, and notably the poneglyphs are also part of the grand cryptogram leading to the end of the Grand Line. Essentially, the whole concept of the anime of One Piece is based on Olivier Levasseur and his treasure and his whole life. While some people have attempted to find it, much like the anime itself too, some people have tried to find Olivier's gold. For example, John Cruz Wilkins, whose father rediscovered the cipher, devoted his whole life trying to find the treasure and spent hundreds and thousands of his own money and equipment and permits to try and get it, and he hasn't found it. But anyway guys, if you enjoyed the story of Olivier Levasseur and his piracy and the whole concept of One Piece, and you want more history of other pirates, then hit that like button. We are planning to do another video on Gol D Roger and Henry Avery later on, which is another inspiration for other characters. Let us know which character you want us to do next in the comment section below, and follow our social media and we check you guys out next time, and thanks for supporting us. See you guys next time.